Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Are you ready to learn some English with a story today? It's a really interesting one. It's all about a woman named Lena, a town with a big problem, and a broken bridge. Okay, let's begin. So, this is the big question for our story today. We're going to find out how just one person, our hero Lena, tries to solve a huge problem for her whole town. As we listen, let's keep this question in mind, okay? Okay, so let's jump in. Our story begins in a small town, and right away, there's a serious problem. The situation in the town was grim. So, what does grim mean? Well, when a situation is grim, it's very serious and sad. It feels like there's no hope. And for this town, things were definitely grim. You see, the only bridge connecting them to the hospital had completely collapsed. And the reason the bridge collapsed? Well, it seemed to baffle everyone. To baffle someone, that means to confuse them a lot. No one understood why it happened. It was a complete mystery. It was baffling. So the town really needed help. And just when everything felt hopeless, help arrived. It's time to meet the hero of our story. Her name is Lena, and she's a very smart young engineer. Her calm demeanor helped reduce the panic. Okay, what's a demeanor? Your demeanor is just the way you act and appear to other people. Lena's demeanor was very calm and confident, and because of this, people started to feel a little bit better, a little less afraid. As Lena worked with the local workers, camaraderie slowly formed. Camaraderie, that's a beautiful word. It's that feeling of friendship and trust that you get when you work together with people. And you could see it happening. They were all starting to become a real team. But wow, the damaged bridge looked intimidating. Something that is intimidating, it looks very big or scary, and it makes you feel a little nervous or not very confident. And this huge broken bridge, it was definitely intimidating to look at. All right, so here's where things get a bit more difficult. Lena and her new team, well, they started to face new challenges. It wasn't just the bridge that was the problem anymore. The problem was prevalent across the town, so prevalent. If something is prevalent, it means it's very common in a place. You see it everywhere. And with the bridge gone, problems were becoming prevalent all over town. And to make things even worse, some officials showed blatant indifference. What does blatant mean? It means when something bad is done in a very open and obvious way, with no effort to hide it. These officials didn't care, and they showed it. It was blatant. And then, a lack of money began to hinder the project. To hinder something means to make it difficult for that thing to happen, or to slow it down. Without money, the work was being hindered. It was becoming very slow. The bridge itself became the main obstacle. So an obstacle is something that stands in your way or makes it hard to do something. And for the whole town, that broken bridge was the biggest obstacle they had. So you can really see the two different attitudes here, can't you? On one side, you've got Lena's team, full of that great camaraderie, all working together. But on the other side, you have some officials with their blatant indifference, doing things to hinder the work. It's a big difference. So, with all of these problems, all these obstacles, what did Lena do? Do you think she gave up? No way. This next part of the story shows how she decided to keep going and find a way forward. She decided to be very strong. Lena stayed resolute. She made a firm decision to continue. Okay, what does it mean to be resolute? It means you are very determined. You have made a decision and you will not change your mind. And Lena? She was absolutely resolute. She was going to fix that bridge. Lena chose to circumvent the delays by using local materials. Circumvent. This is a really useful word. It means you find a smart way to get around a problem or a rule. So instead of waiting for the money that wasn't coming, Lena found a way to circumvent that problem. But at the same time, public fear started to exacerbate the situation. Exacerbate. That's a big word, but it has a simple meaning. To exacerbate something means to make a bad problem even worse. All the fear and panic from the townspeople was just exacerbating the whole situation. So let's look at Lena's plan. It had 4 clear steps. First, stay resolute. Be determined. Second, circumvent delays. Find smart ways around problems. Third, address every single nuance, every small detail. And fourth, ignore the disdain from people who didn't believe in her.
Let's talk a little more about those last two words, nuance and disdain.
So Lena addressed every nuance of the repair plan. A nuance is a small but important detail or difference. By paying attention to every single nuance, she made sure her plan was perfect and that everyone could understand it.
Still, some people reacted with disdain, doubting her ability. What is disdain? It's a feeling that someone or something isn't good enough for you, a feeling of disrespect. So some people showed disdain for her plan. But you know what? Lena just ignored them and kept working.
And that brings us to the most important part of our story. This is the moment where everything changes, where all of Lena's hard work finally pays off and makes a huge difference for the whole town.
The repair of the bridge became pivotal. It was a turning point, so pivotal. Something that's pivotal is very, very important because it affects everything that happens next. It's a turning point. And for this town, fixing the bridge wasn't just fixing the bridge. It was a pivotal moment that changed their future.
So because Lena was resolute and calm and clever, she was able to help her whole town. Our story ends here. But before we go, I have a question for you to think about. After hearing about Lena, what do you think makes a good leader? Thank you for listening and learning with me today. I hope you enjoyed the story.